Hello and welcome to this interesting lecture where we'll go into SQL injection in DuckDB. In SQL, you can hack a database by doing some malicious code, and I'll show you how to do that. And also I'll show you how to defend against it. We'll connect DuckDB to Python, and then and we'll create a very, very naive and simple login page. And then we'll show you how to create an SQL query that it does the things that it's not intended, like we don't want it to do, that it's possible to hack a database and maybe like drop a table and getting possible to log into it without having the real credentials. This will be really interesting. Let's move directly into Visual Studio Code and let's code this out. Here I am in Visual Studio Code, and let's start with creating a virtual environment. We do UV init, and then UV add. I need DuckDB, and I need, start with that one. I think I only need DuckDB actually. Yes, if I need something else, we will know. I will start with copying some code here. This is SQL. And we have create user, and here you can see create user as we have create table. We create some users, and then we have insert into these users with ID and password. To do this, we can start with creating our database. I will call this like Klassiker for an ice cream database where we have different users. We'll have DuckDB Klassiker.DuckDB, and then input redirection SQL create user.SQL. Now you can see we have this DuckDB database, and I can do DuckDB Klassiker.DuckDB, and we can take a look into what we have. Yes, we have users from users. And you can see, yes, we have username and password. Of course, it's really bad that we're not hashing these passwords, but what do you do? Let us hack this one, Control D, and now I will remove this main.py as I don't need that one, but I will create a user login. User login unsafe.py. Start with the unsafe one. And for the unsafe one, let's import DuckDB, and I will also create a constants.py, and here I will have the DB path I will have import from pathlib, import path, and then the file goes into this file, and inside of this file we go up to the parent to the Klassiker.DuckDB. Parent/Klassiker.DuckDB. This is the DB path that I will use in user login. In user login, we can take from constants, import DB path. And then we will create a username and a password later on, but we'll connect first with DuckDB.connect. I will connect to DB path as con, and then we will start with a query. Result equals to con.execute. And what do I want to execute? I want to do an F string here. Select star from users where username equals, and if that is true, username and password equals to password, and we need to create our username and password. I'll do that. The username equals to, say we have Alice, and then we'll copy this one to do password. And what is the password? I will take this one, super secret one. This is the password. And let's print out result to see what we get. If I just run this one, I can do UV run user login unsafe. And you can see, we get the DuckDB Py connection, but we can do result.fetch all. And if I run this one, you can see we get a list with this record, 1 super secret 1. If I, for example, say super 2, then it doesn't match anything. I get an empty list. And if I get an empty list, you can see if we take this one, remember that this is an empty list now, and I can see print not going into if statement. If I run this one, you can see I don't get anything, because if it's empty, it's falsy. We'll see. List with items, trophy. If I change this to 1, and we see we get this one. We get this print. Yeah, I should write like going into if statement to be more correct. Basically, you can see that this is trophy now because this is correct. We get some results back. That is the idea. The idea is that somehow, if you have the username and password correct, we go through. This is a very simple solution. Else we can do like else prints another failure. Going into the if statement, let me just change this one a little bit, say login success. Something like this, and we can say you can eat all ice cream you want. Something like this. Let's run this again. UV run unsafe. Login success. You can eat all ice cream you want. Nice. Change this one. Alice 1 doesn't exist. If I run it again, another failure. Great. It seems to work, this login system. Very naive one. Seems to work. Can we hack this one? What if we write something in style of this? I write hashtag. I do something like, I don't know about Alice, but I say admin. I can write whatever I want actually. And I take end quote or quote 1 equals quote 1. And then I will do, let's see, quote 1 equals 1. And then I will do comment the rest. Does this one work? How does this one work? The idea is that we get this query and we will have this where class. If I copy this where class, the idea is that we have where username equals, if I put this into username, I will get admin, and then I will end quote it, and then I will do for, I will do starting quote 1 equals starting quote 1, and then I will do space, and I comment out the rest. That is the idea. How does this work? We say where username equals admin. This could be false. It doesn't matter. Say that this is false. Or 1 equals 1. 1 equals 1 is always true. 1 equals 1 is true. We have false or true. This one becomes true. Boolean logic. Thanks a lot. And then for the password, we can just put in whatever. Let's try this out. We will have, instead of hard coding these, let us remove this and do input, enter username password. And now I will run it. UV run user login, enter username. I will copy this one, and then I will just click enter. Oh, another failure. Actually, I fixed it. Now I have a quote here. It needs to end this 1 equals 1, and then I comment out the rest. This should work. Then this one becomes like this. We end the quote. We have the quote there, but it's commented out. Let's run this one. Copy this one. And I will rerun it and test this out. And I'll just click enter. Yes, login success. You can eat all the ice cream you want. Cool. Let's try another thing. We can be even more malicious. Or, yeah, this is malicious enough, I think. But let's rerun this one. And we can do something like this. Quote. This one should end the quote. I will try it here first. I will copy this one down and I will have it like this. It can be whatever here. And I want to do something like this. Where username equals quote, and then we do like this. Semicolon, we end the query, and we start our next query. Drop table uses semicolon. And I comment out the rest. This quote should, let's see. Yeah, I think it's correct. Username equals the first quote. We end it, and then we comment out the rest, and we have another quote here. Yes, let's run this one. Copy this one. Or actually, yeah, I missed this one. It's another quote here. Yeah, exactly. We need to end this quote. The actual injection looks like this. Quote, semicolon, drop table, uses, semicolon, and we have comment here. We comment out the rest. We end the first quote, and then we end that statement with semicolon, and we run the next statement, and then we comment away the rest. Let's try this out. Another failure, of course. However, let's now try and see. DuckDB, Klassiker, desk. We have no tables. Wow. We deleted the table. Control D. This worked because DuckDB allows for doing several queries at once, while in other, there's some database engines where it's only limited to having one query at once. But in DuckDB, you can do that. Now we have used SQL injection to get into our database. We have used it to delete table, do some malicious things. Let's get our data back to make it work, to make it safe now. DuckDB, Klassiker, or let me remove Klassiker first, and then I will do DuckDB Klassiker, .DuckDB, and input redirection SQL / create user. Yes. Great. Now we have our data back. If I do DuckDB Klassiker, and I can do desk, and you can see we have data from users. We have data. Cool. Control D. And now I will make this safe. I will copy this one and I will change the name to call it safe, but it's not safe because I just call it safe. Instead, we need to parameterize. It's very simple. You just remove the F string here. You remove this one, you make a question mark. And then you have comma, and you put in your parameters. Your parameters equals to a tuple, and we put in username, comma, password. This one, DuckDB will clean these strings here and put it inside here, and it will work. By doing this, you cannot do SQL injection. Let's try this out. We'll do uv run user login save. Enter username. I will copy this one, and we can try. Yeah, click enter, and another failure. Yeah, it doesn't work. Let me try this one. Another failure. And let's see if I do DuckDB Klassiker desk. Look at that. We still have our data intact. Cool. Yes. This was simple injections. And if you want to know more, you can just Google injection and there will have a lot of different SQL injection strings that you can try out. However, make sure that you don't try it out on actual web page. This is just for educational purpose. I'll just show you what SQL injection is and show you how to protect against it. You should never do it if the web page or someone allow it. If you just try it out on other pages, that is not allowed. It's not legal. Just do it for educational sake, learn about it, to learn how to protect against it. Now I've said that. Cool. Now we have done some SQL injection and that was really cool. And I hope that you learned a lot in this video. Make sure to commit and push your changes to Git and GitHub. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.